What is up, everybody? This is D22 Games with you today. Hope you're doing fantastic. And today we're going to be playing some Quake Champions. This is the closed beta from the Bethesda website. I was able to sign up for an account and I got this game and it's so cool. So we're just going to go through the characters. The first character you've seen was the Ranger, the Scale Bearer. Oh no, I don't want to have my head cut off. The Scale Bearer, the Visor, each of them have all their specific statistics and abilities. We're not going to go through it right now. This is just going to be a quick impressions video, but my next video will have a thorough rundown of each character. So right now we're just going to be previewing the selection screen so that you can see what characters are available here. So you have your choices between your powerhouses, your telekinetics, and also your speed builds, because there's a lot of builds in this game, and each character here has a lot of unique skills, like the Sorlag here. You get to play as a giant lizard man. I mean, how cool is that? And then you get to play as Clutch, one of the cyborgs, and it kind of reminds me of a Dalek with that face. I don't know what it is, but once he said exterminate, yeah. And then there's also Galena. She kind of reminds me of somebody from The Witcher or something like that. And she's wearing like a Templar crest or something like that. It's not really a Templar crest, but anyways, there's also Slash. This is basically like your steampunk kind of character. And then finally you have your old school soldier character. So I'm probably going to pick this character to start because he looks pretty cool. So we're going to pick that. And then we're going to find our settings here. So you got team deathmatch, you can make a custom game, you have your host of players play with you and all that shit. It's just amazing stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to close out of that, leave out of the game because we haven't created anything yet. And then the thing that you do here is you have to find a server. So you have to go to the data center and select the server that really matches your setting. Like if you're in like the States or Europe, then you have to pick that. So we're going to pick something that's closest to us. There, you see, players are available. So we're going to go and select deathmatch. So we're just going to be waiting for the match to start here, and here we go. There we go. So we're going to start off with this. So Quake is basically a first-person shooter, a really massive first-person shooter. So you have your health and your armor on the bottom left, and then it also shows on the right side your guns. Various guns that you use for various functions. So the gun that you have equipped right now from choosing it is the submachine gun. So you can choose 3 types of guns in this game: the machine gun, the shotgun, or the nail gun. But you can also grab weapons in the game as well. So the objective of this is to get more kills than the other person. So this is not team deathmatch per se, but just a regular deathmatch where it's every man for themselves. So it's kind of a generic sort of shooter game where it has these modes, but it's fast paced, it's high energy, and it's a whole lot of fun. Now I personally have never played Quake, so I wouldn't know the experience from the first few games, but after getting this game and just getting the beta and just trying it out, I'm quite impressed with it, and it runs pretty well with my computer. So in this mode, what you do is basically kill people, and you also have to grab power-ups as you go along, because when you die you lose your power-ups and you have to start all over again, and that is the basis. And each character has an ability that is specific to them. Though the ability for the sergeant character that I'm playing as is a dual wielding weapon. So the machine gun I can wield 2 of them if I wanted to. Now I know I'm not the best at this game because I'm usually more of a Call of Duty player, but I'm willing to adapt and learn more about the keyboard warrior system. If you don't know what that is, it's basically playing games with a keyboard. And I don't really play much games with a keyboard because I have a console for that. But I can diversify and play other modes as well, because I mean it's what it's there for. Nobody has to stick to a specific console or system or what have you. If it's on a certain platform, I would go get it and just make time to play it. And that's the thing. Sometimes we don't make time for it. But anyways, I'm trailing off here. As you can see, I'm using the dual wielding weapons here, and I literally got blasted. So it is up to you what kind of weapon will be good for you in this mode. And it's basically a lot of fun and a lot of fast-paced action here. And the graphics are astounding. And the gameplay is, like I said, it's pretty fast-paced because you never know when something will happen or you'll get killed and that sort of thing. Because right now I'm using the shotgun. I got just killed right now. As you can see, your weapons and items drop when you get killed. And then you have to find out the quad spawn here, because as you can see, the machine gun only does about 8 damage while I'm using it, and it's not enough to kill a person. So you have to do your best to use your weapons effectively. In this case, it's best that I would pick a shotgun, so I'm just going to stick with it for the purpose of this video so that you can have an idea of what the game is all about. For the most part, every weapon is special and specific to each player. If you're close range, go for the shotgun. If you're mid-range, go for the nail gun, and then if you want to have an assault style, just go for the machine gun. So that way, you can allow for a greater style of gameplay and a customized experience. And plus you can also pick any character that you like and use their abilities. I mean, you can stick with one character or you can pick more than one character. It's all up to you. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have played Quake before, but after playing this game, I'm pretty amazed by it. So, I have a question for you to answer. Have you ever played Quake before, or what was your first ever first-person shooter game that you played? Because there's probably a lot that you played, but you can name me the first in the comments below. For me, my first-person shooter game was definitely GoldenEye for the N64, because that really got me introduced to the whole first-person thing, because I've only played games like side-scrolling style and also third-person style, but I've never played it in a first-person style. It was a new concept, because when I played GoldenEye, I basically was James Bond, and being behind the face of James Bond playing GoldenEye and being able to be him in a first-person style, that totally set the standard for me, and that totally just blew my mind. And then when I started playing the multiplayer mode, that just made it a whole lot more fun when it came to just playing with friends and shooting each other and that sort of thing. It was so much fun. I mean, we had it on N64 and we had it on like a small tube TV, and we just totally went to town on it. It was so much fun. And the character that I liked to play the most in multiplayer was Jaws, because he was like the tallest player in the game. But my brother would usually pick Oddjob because he was the shortest player in the game, and he would always shoot me in the crotch. I don't know why he always did that, but it was just so annoying that he would just shoot me down there. But you know what? That's fine. I mean, we all have that one guy that picks that one guy or one girl, and they just annoy the crap out of you by just spamming the moves. But anyways, I digress. That was my first-person shooter game that you played, and like I said, you can leave it to me in the comments below, because I want to know what you guys have been playing before, because I know a lot of you are gamers, and I know a lot of you have played video games before, but you can just tell me what games have you played first. And you can leave it to me in a great story, because I would like to use your gaming stories part of my next video, because I want to make sure that if there are people that still game, I would like to know what their gaming experiences are like, because I definitely want to share in the experiences of gaming with you, because I've been gaming since I was like a kid, and my first system was like a Nintendo system, and I definitely enjoyed that concept. I mean, Super Mario, and I was introduced to all the other systems after that, like Game Boy and PlayStation and all those systems. I know about all those systems, and boy, if I had a story, I would just tell it to you right now. But anyways, I just wanted to just let you know that, because I know all of you are gamers and you like to game, and there was probably that one game that just changed the way your childhood was about. Now, I know a lot of people here do have time for gaming, but then there are some people that don't have time for gaming. That's just the facts of life. But the thing is, it is something that we just remember from growing up, or if you're probably gaming for the first time, then it's quite different than what we did in the past, because in the past we had just the Nintendo Entertainment System, and also for some people, for some gamers, they've had the Atari 2600 or the Commodore 64 or just others. So that basically just depends on what you have had to experience, because for the fact that many people have just grown up and have played a gaming system, that's a totally different thing. But think about it this way. For the people that have grown up playing game systems and have experienced what they've experienced, they have a wealth of knowledge to share with people that are starting to game. Now, does that mean that they have to buy an Atari 2600 in 2017? I don't really think so, because most TVs don't have the ability to facilitate an Atari 2600 or a Commodore 64 to work, because most of these new TVs have updated components like HDMI and PCI audio dynamic links, that sort of thing. So for them to just have a older console, they would just need an older TV, but that's just my opinion, I guess. But for the most part, a gaming system or a gaming experience is what drives us. And it's not just for guys anymore. There are a lot of girl gamers out there as well, because we're not the only dynamic that likes to play video games. There are like people on Instagram and Twitch and Twitter and Facebook that love to play games, and they're also girls. So it's not just a guy thing anymore, and that's actually pretty cool, because I don't want to feel like I have to tell just guys about my gaming experience. I mean, if a girl likes video games, hey, that's fine. I mean, my wife likes video games too. She has a Nintendo system and a Wii, and it's just, she loves it. She really does. And I just feel that we can relate on that level as well, because we like the same things. And just, I'm sitting beside my old Nintendo system right now, and it's just waiting to be played, and it's just so amazing. It still works too, even after all these years. But anyways, we're just trailing off topic here. So the fact that people are still playing games to this day, it's amazing. I mean, video games have become like a new sort of culture, because people grew up with video games. They grew up with games like Halo or Call of Duty or Super Mario or Excite Bike or Twisted Metal or Breath of Fire or Final Fantasy or Chrono Trigger or Super Mario RPG or Blast Corps or GoldenEye or Banjo-Kazooie or a lot of other games. Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Quake, Morrowind, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, just whatever games that they have. I mean, it could be a Game Boy game. They probably grew up with Tetris, and probably Tetris is all they had. But anyways, everybody has a gaming story. And I want to know your gaming story in the comments below. It can be a long comment, or it can just even be a short comment. I want to use your comments in my next video, because I want to share your stories with all the gamers in the world, because there is nothing like a gaming experience that brings others together, because we definitely are just so fortunate to have video games. I mean, probably video games have gotten people through some tough times. They don't know the effect that video games has on people until they've experienced it for themselves. I mean, some people have developed bad habits from them. Some people have developed better hand-eye coordination because of it. Just like me, my hand-eye coordination is so good from playing video games that I can sometimes do things without even looking at my hands. But anyways, as I end this video, I just wanted to thank you so much for watching this and just hearing out my story, and also just for allowing me to share my experiences with gaming with you, because I definitely feel that gaming is life. It's like one of the things that make for a good life. I mean, for me personally, there's more to life than gaming, but gaming is just a great way to pass the time, and I just have a lot of fun passing the time playing a good video game. I mean, I could be out doing hard drugs or drinking, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather be at home playing video games and not getting drunk or wasted, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And for all you Canadians out there, happy Canada Day coming up soon. So have a great day, take care, and game on. Bye-bye.